Right. I tell you what, these hamsters in this laptop are getting really tired. Almost had to go and get a blue heeler from the pet shop today to come and sick it onto my laptop to make a few things work. It has been stupid. And we have sound sometimes, then not. It's just bizarre. Right. Thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are on the 26th of October, 2020. How did that happen that fast? That's disturbing, isn't it? Here's our tagline. Everyone goes forward together. Don't forget that. Make sure you remember everyone goes forward together. We are not going to walk away from anybody. We will help you into this process that we have in the pipeline that will make sure that we all come away with some money. And I have to say, I'm really happy with the roadmap that we have right now and where we're at. We are in the process of morphing into our own platforms, and they are working really, really well. I've been really happy so far with the input from people that have tested it. We've been testing some of these platforms now for 2 months, and they are on fire. So welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Here we are again, making sure that you understand we're expressing our view as affiliates only. We do not represent any of the companies we affiliate with. We do not give financial advice. What we're talking about here tonight is information that we have discovered. We can show you what we have done, the Gold Rocks team. You can choose to follow or not. You can choose to go down another road. There's nobody here saying you have to do one thing or the other. But here's what we believe in. We believe in the wealth principles. Always pay yourself first. Always. Make sure you do that. Establish a residual income. Limit your tax exposure by having a business like this that you can use to claim legal tax deductions. Make sure you stay ahead of inflation. This is a really, really important thing. When you see what's happening around the world, when you see what's happening on the road with the currencies, the economies around the world, the news is just getting worse and worse. And we are in the right place to be able to take control of our own future. Here are some merchants that you can get free gold from. BJS Urban down in Adelaide, or actually just out of Adelaide. Actually, Brad lives just down the street from that enclave of Queensland called the Barossa Valley. So we'll all go down there and visit shortly. Mr. Vonnex, Mr. Glenn Bucky with his phone systems, Skippy Pest Control, Surefire Web, Loveday Vehicle Lubricants, and Easy Shopping Cards. Easy Shopping Cards is in the process of dishing out $11,100 of free gold that people have accrued over the last few months. That's a lot of member benefits. And to think that we're able to convert that into something that actually creates revenue for us, that's a really cool thing. So why are we here? Now, tonight, we had planned to give you a brand new video for this. However, all of the technical glitches, ghosts, dragons, things that go bump in the night, at 5 minutes to 7, we were still trying to convert files into a format we could use. We gave up. We'll have it next week. So this is my description of why we're here. Welcome to an AU4U presentation brought to you by Gold Rocks. We think this is the best business opportunity we've seen in a very long time. A gold and silver savings program for Australia and beyond. We think you need to know about the true cost of living and where your money goes. The cost of living has risen exponentially over the past 20 years, and the average household income has not done so in any way. Inflation alone is rising faster than the average wage. So let's have a little reality check, shall we? Here in Australia, the average household debt is more than 180% of its total income. Now that's a really frightening number when you see where we all sit in the financial world. But why save gold? Well, since the 1970s, gold has soared by 2,800% in value, and here at Gold Rocks, we think that's something we need to pay attention to. Now let's be clear, gold itself does not change value. What changes value is the currency that we're comparing it with and purchasing it with. So a kilo of gold today buys exactly the same as it did 100 years ago. In 1920, 1 kilogram of gold bought you a top-of-the-line Ford automobile. 100 years later, you would get change for the same top-of-the-line purchase. We're not talking about the fact that the price of gold and silver go up or down. What we're talking about is the fact that the currencies that we're used to using are what it is that fluctuates. Why save in silver? In the same 100-year period, silver has increased by 430%. However, the differential between gold and silver, which has been at historically high levels lately, is absolutely and amazingly out of sync. We believe this is where silver is going to come into its own in the very near future, and you can listen to lots of podcasts that will give you information on projected outcomes with gold and silver. What we're here today to do is to pique your interest in an alternative savings alongside everyday currencies. During that period from 1970 until today, our Australian dollar has lost over 92% of its purchasing power. That is a very bad number, but it's real, so let's ask some of the experts. Robert Kiyosaki, author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, calls gold God's money and silver as the working man's money. Mike Maloney published a series called The Hidden Secrets of Money. It's well worth you researching on YouTube for an education process. It will explain a lot about why we think gold and silver are the two things you should be paying attention to now. Lynette Zhang from Phoenix, Arizona. She's a metal specialist and very blunt. An interesting lady to listen to whenever you get the opportunity to listen to one of her podcasts. Warren Buffett, the world's most successful investor, is now divesting himself of bank stocks to buy gold mining stocks. Goodness, I wonder why, do you think? AU4U has gold and silver bullion savings programs with a powerful referral plan attached. You can swap your dollars for gold or silver bullion, or you can earn in multiple ways by sharing the AU4U concept with others. AU4U stands for gold, for you, and it's Australian, so the AU has two meanings, and you'll see by the colours in the logo that we have silver as well. AU4U has a simple solution. Exchange your devaluing fiat currency into gold and silver. And when it's needed, you can exchange your bullion back into fiat currency. Doesn't that complete the circle? What else really do you need to know? In defining wealth, Henry David Thoreau said, "Wealth is the ability to fully experience life." And that's what I've been attempting to do all my life. Live life to the fullest. I haven't done it all yet, but I'm working on some more things now. The bullion is 999.9 purity LBMA certified, and you can buy it in very small amounts, even less than 1 gram. Just start saving. The value of your savings will be multiplied by the increase in the value of your metal. It's affordable, it's accessible, and it's really easy to use. All we're about today is to get your attention, get the information to you. Start a free savings account. Decide for you yourself. We'll train you, teach you, and support you until you achieve the goals that you set out to achieve. We are creating a free, financially secure society, starting with you and me. And if we can manage to do that, we will have made a serious impact on our society. Won't it be nice when you can put your hand into your sock drawer and pull out 5 1-kilo bars of gold just like those? Remember, in 1920, one of those bars would buy your brand new vehicle, as it does today. Thank you for joining us in this brief presentation. We hope you got some information, and if you have any further questions, please get back in touch with the person that sent you this link. That person will be happy to get your questions answered and explain more about our bullion program and connect you with some information about our digital platforms. Thank you for joining us. Well, there you go. Next week, we will have a version with the lovely Miss Kate Longley doing the voiceover. We had a few issues merging the files today, and our hamster laid down and then had a couple of twitches and then decided it was dead. So we started using all sorts of other computers trying to get the stupid files to merge. But anyway, we've now worked out a way to do it, and we've rebooted the hamster and given him a fresh ice cube. So he's cooled down a bit. We'll see what happens. Okay, welcome to AU4U. This is the greatest business opportunity in the world. The facility has a 60-year-old history of being a vault and 40 years in bullion. The insurance is for full replacement value, and it's SMSF compliant. And when you do a buyback internally, you can actually send an email and sell your metal, and we will buy it back. When I say the royal we, I'm collectively saying the AU4U business will buy it back at the current spot price. That's very cool. Now we're going to take a few screenshots out of our new compensation plan that Ms. Phillips is working on, and it's even got pretty colors in it. Have a look at this. This is what we're talking about. Gold, AU, on the periodic table of elements sits right there where that big red arrow is. And the other thing we're talking about is silver, which sits just above it on the periodic table. Isn't it interesting that both those precious metals are effectively side by side, one above the other, in the periodic table? But lots of information about this will be in the new compensation plan, which is being worked on as we speak, and we'll have it up on a website very shortly. So here we go. I haven't actually got that timing set up right, but as a customer, you can set up an AU4U account for free. Store and insure your precious metals for free. Purchase gold and silver at the live market price calculated on the day and time of your purchase. Have a website portal to keep track of your precious metal, and it'll have login details and password protection and all that good stuff. So even the customers get all that. Join for free. You're going to buy precious metal at a fair market price. If you're an affiliate, you actually get to buy them at a discount. So when you purchase your $300 starter voucher, you can redeem all of that with the sales of gold over time, but $100 of it is redeemed immediately. Mr. Malcolm Langford in South Australia trolls through our website and picks up little snippets every now and then, and we have to go in and fix them, and one of them is that $100 redemption. So when you're an affiliate, you get to gain access to all of the other income streams, and it's pretty interesting when you see it all written out. You can purchase gold and silver at the affiliate discount rate, and you have a website portal to keep track of your wallet, your purchases, your team's growth. Everything that you need to know will be in that website. It will be very cool. So when you get the affiliate voucher, it gives you 3% discount for 12 months. You can extend that with lots of different options to just keep that 3% going. $100 of your $300 comes back as gold instantly. The balance, here we go, there's one I missed. the $200 is redeemable over a period from metal sales. Now, you don't have a finite period to do that. It is available to be redeemed at any time. So as sales continue, you'll continue to redeem that until you've got $300 worth of gold from your voucher. So when you've done that, that means it's cost you nothing to join. It's also the first qualification for the loyalty bonus. So if you do 1 BV per month, at the end of 12 months, you are qualified in the loyalty program. This is not complicated and tricky like we had before, where you had to have 10 people in this crew, 15 in that crew, and they had to do it for a year. And if one of them missed, didn't work. This is not like that. You look after yourself and your own purchases. You will qualify and get benefits in the loyalty program. Simple as that. You get access to the automatic orders for 12 months, and of course they extend with the 3% discount. All happens side by side. And the Quicksilver, Fast Start 5 and 5. You extend your 3% discount. You get paid $150 in commission for the 5 packs, plus you pick up a silver coin or $50 worth of silver, whichever you choose. And the coin looks a bit like that, 1 ounce of silver. They are absolutely beautiful coins. When you pick it up and hold it in your hand, it is beautiful. I have them in little plastic containers so that the oils on our hands don't take the shine off the coin. They are magnificent. Okay, the benefit of recommending. Level 1, you get 10% when they buy a starter pack. Level 2, 3%. Level 3, 2%. 10, 3, 2. Really simple. It adds up. When they buy metal, this is something else we've never had before. Level 1, you get 2%. Level 2, you get 1%. Level 3, you get 0.5% off the current price. Now, if you look at that, that's a considerable amount of money that comes off the top of the price. That makes it really worthwhile. In fact, I think that will almost take it down below the Perth Mint price, the regular public price. So in the binary, this is a weak leg binary or a weak team binary. We'll get the wording sorted as the compensation plan gets worked out, but it's 2% of the BV in the weak leg. Now you can work that out. There'll be a dial on your dashboard to tell you how that's going, but that is also capped at $75,000 a week. And if you do get it capped, I'm going to buy you a bottle of sparkling wine every week for 12 months. I may drink some of them before I ship it to you, but by that time, we won't be caring. Simple, straightforward, transparent. That is the AU4U direction. From now on, everything we do has to be simple, straightforward, and transparent. So in the Lifestyle Rewards program, the first one, you can do that with 3,000 points, get $500 in gold, silver, whatever you want it in, or in cash, or you can take the prize. Number 2, 8,000 points, $1,000. Number 3, 25,000 points, $3,500. Now you're starting to get up into amounts of money that get people's attention. That is just a good number. You get $3,500 appear in gold or silver or Bitcoin or cash. That's a chunk of money. And at level 4, it's $9,000. 5 is $35,000 and 6 is $70,000. There are a lot of people in the world that don't make that in a year. And that's just one of the rewards. Now there's more. Level 7, 120,000. Level 8, there's 700,000. And there's 2 more levels after that, which we're not going to talk about because they get to be just silly numbers. $700,000. Now, you can take that any way you want. Yes, the points are linked directly to the BV, the business volume. So you can calculate it. You'll be able to add it up yourself. You won't need to have a complicated website or spreadsheet to work it out. You can do the maths. Pick up your phone, go to the calculator, add it up. You're going to know how much money is coming. Simple as that. Now, there's a number of different ways that we're going to look into this, but this is a really good plan. All the bonuses in the Lifestyle Rewards program can be taken in gold, silver, Bitcoin, or cash, or you can take the prize. Either or. You don't need to be hung up on which one of these you want to take. Just decide. And yes, Brad, that is correct. 1 point equals $100 of gold or silver sales. Now, we did it that way so that you're not concerned about the price of the metal going up or down. $100 equals 1 BV. Simple. And if you're taking the prize, you can take whatever one you like. So it's amazing to see what's going on with where we're at. You know, we've had a whole lot of people that are happy that we're an Australian business. So getting started is as easy as acquire some gold or silver. Share the value of gold or silver with others and teach them how to start themselves. Buy some gold, buy some silver. There is a whole lot of opportunity for you to catch this and get going. So what's happening in the rest of the world? And I know that I've touched on a few things over the last few months, and this next guy that I'd like you to listen to really, really gets in your face, because he is talking about a Bretton Woods agreement, like we had after the end of the war, the Second World War that would be. And this is a reasonably short, because I trimmed off a whole lot of what he talked about, all of his reasoning. But there are a whole lot of people today predicting that gold will be part of the new financial system.
And if gold takes center stage as the monetary king, as it should be, silver will go along for the ride. And there's an argument to be made that neither of them will ever come back down.
Hey everyone, this is Elijah K. Johnson with the Miles Franklin Market Update. With us today is our president, Andy Scheckman, for our weekly chat. Andy, thank you so much for joining us today.
Good to see you, Elijah. Good to be back, and glad we're doing these weekly discussions. They're really awesome, and I appreciate your efforts.
Well, it's great to have you, Andy. And the first topic I'd like to discuss is about the Bretton Woods Agreement. Now, the IMF just put out this announcement that there should be this new Bretton Woods Agreement. Now, to understand what that means, we need to kind of back up and say, what was the original Bretton Woods Agreement about? So can you give us some insight about that? And then why is this new Bretton Woods Agreement announcement, that we need this new Bretton Woods Agreement, why is that so important?
Well, first of all, Bretton Woods is in New Hampshire. It was the post-World War II meeting of the Allied nations who all agreed to have their currencies fixed in relation to the U.S. dollar, which would be anointed the world reserve currency, taking over for the pound sterling, which was the world reserve currency prior to the U.S. dollar. And so, you know, I've been talking a lot, Elijah, about Bretton Woods for the last year, and it's really dominated what I've talked about. In fact, sometimes I think I've beaten it into the ground, but it bears mentioning and bears mentioning again. What came out of Bretton Woods were several things, including the International Monetary Fund and the classification of the U.S. Treasury as the only tier one asset in the world. And if your listeners were to Google tier one assets, they would see a riskless asset as defined by the central banks. So literally since 1944, since that weekend in Bretton Woods, New Hampshire, the U.S. Treasury market has had the benefit of being the world's singular tier one asset. And I guess you could argue that a dollar, an account that was segregated would be tier one asset also. As an example, if someone needed collateral, an escrowed account in dollars, or if a central bank needed collateral, an escrowed account in dollars would also be tier one. But by and large, when banks, central and commercial, would trade with one another over the last nearly 80 years, typically the only tier one asset, the only collateral, the only riskless collateral as defined by these banks that was ever used was United States Treasuries. So if we go back to April of 2019, we see the Bank of International Settlements, which is the central bank or central bank, reclassifying gold as the only other tier one asset in the world. And we've seen how the central banks have been voraciously accumulating it. And now, as you mentioned, we see last week the International Monetary Fund, 190 countries plus from around the world, that was born out of the Bretton Woods Agreement, saying we need a new Bretton Woods Agreement. Now, they were somewhat cryptic in what they were saying, but when we take a step back and realize that 2 years earlier, we saw the Bank of International Settlements reclassify gold. And when we take a step back even further, we see nations around the world, Germany, the Bank of Hungary, of Poland, the Dutch National Bank, all of these countries over the last several years have been repatriating their gold. And many of them have made announcements along the way that their drop-dead deadline for repatriation was 2020. A lot of things are fitting into place, Elijah, from the repatriation of gold by the world central banks home, away from New York, away from London, away from Paris, the reclassification of it as a tier one asset, and now the International Monetary Fund, made up of largely a lot of these countries that are asking for their gold back, are saying we want a new Bretton Woods. What does that mean? Does it mean gold will play center stage? I believe it will. I believe gold has a prominent role in what is coming next. You don't see institutions of this magnitude, of this size, making these kinds of declarations, going to these types of efforts to bring stuff home, repatriating gold that had been safely stored in the banks, supposedly anyway, of the New York Federal Reserve for the past 70 plus years. So it's a changing world all of a sudden, and that's really really capped, or an exclamation point alongside the IMF's request for a new Bretton Woods. So yes, I think we are on the cusp of a new system, absolutely.
Well, isn't that interesting? We've touched on the Bretton Woods Agreement at some functions, and I have to tell you that this guy today really hit a few nails on the head. He talked about how he sees gold coming into play, what he sees happening with silver, and the fact that whilst the markets are going up and down at the moment, everybody knows that there is a collapse coming in the fiat currency system, and that people are rushing into precious metals. Now, it's interesting to see Stephen's just made a comment here about calculating the premium, and I understand the question. And when I found out that one of the other bullion dealers we approached recently to be part of AU4U in the event that we couldn't get supply from one, they were talking about they're paying a premium now to get metal. They're paying a 10% premium over spot just to get the metal. So when you hear of very big long-term bullion dealers having to pay a premium just to get delivery, That is a bit scary. And then people ask, well, why do we have a spot price? Well, the spot price is controlled by the banking system. And if you understand how they do that, you would understand how the JP Morgan Chase got fined a billion US dollars a couple of weeks ago for manipulating the metal market. Now, this has been going on a long time. Everyone's known that they're the worst at it. Everyone knows where they're going with it, what they're doing with it, all that sort of stuff. But nobody's actually taken any action until now. And why do you think the government's now taking action against them? Because if the market, which is precious metal, gold and silver, is manipulated by JP Morgan, that doesn't leave the government any room. So we're in an interesting place where that slide we're looking at now is happening as we speak. It has gone really out of stupid. It's just gone silly because every central bank in the world runs all of the they're trying to accumulate all of the gold that they've had all over the place. And as that guy just said, they had a dead line at the end of it to say we want all of our gold back by 2020. Now, I've heard a few rumors that the amount of money that our Australian banks need to collect is also completely off the scale. And we've already seen NAB account holders that have been swept and their money assimilated into the bank. Now, don't panic about that, because when the bank takes your money because they're in trouble, they give you back shares. Now, that's really handy if they're taking your money and giving you shares in a bank that everyone now knows is failing. That's already happened just a few weeks ago here in Australia with a bunch of NAB account holders. And I believe the rumour mill is in full swing that the rest of the account holders and the rest of the people that are in that bank are in a world of hurt because, anyway, a lot of rumours about what's going on in our Australian banks at the moment, and none of it is good. I don't think we're unique because the same thing's happening in America, Europe, all over the world. So welcome to 2020, you tinfoil hat aficionados. We got gold, baby. Don't panic. We got gold and we got silver. And here's what the price is right now. Today, our price is up 0.11%. So 30 days, it's nearly 0.5%. A year, 22.38. 22.38% this year. Ask your bank manager to give you a savings account that'll pay 22.38%. See where he goes. And watch this space, because precious metal is going to go through the roof. Absolutely not a question. So, real physical gold and silver. That's what we're talking about. We're not talking about something that's based on the spot price and then you wait 3 months for delivery, or it's the spot price plus. As I said, one of our bullion suppliers mentioned the other day that he was now paying 10% over spot for metal. So trying to work out what is the real market price. If the spot price doesn't apply, why are we buying it at that? And it is a stupid question because no one can answer it. So we look forward to helping you earn your future in gold. And if you choose silver or Bitcoin, We have these things covered. So now some news on the KBC migration. You will get all sorts of information coming out right now. When you go into Karatbit, you have to generate the migration code. So go into the reduction plan and you'll see the buttons there on the end to generate migration codes. And that's where you need to go click that. It will bring up a window that looks a lot like that. And it will tell you that up the top how many KBC you're converting, and down the bottom it's generating a code for a number of G999 coins. So once you've done that, you will notice that there is all of a sudden no generate migration code there. It has gone because you've already done it. And you go over to the migration codes tab, and there you will see the code. So to move the coins, you then click on the copy exercise at the end there, the little 2 pages that are one on top of the other. Click on that. It'll copy the code to your clipboard on your computer, and you go back to gstrade.exchange, and you can then paste it into your account. And that's how you do it. Any questions on that at this point? Stephen's asked a question about the $300. $100 of it gets recashed into gold instantly, Stephen, and the other 200 gets recashed by sales of gold and silver in the system. So you end up with $300 worth of metal for your $300 voucher. Must be KYC gold. Yes, you've got to be KYC gold in the GS Trade system. Coraline saying, what account do you put it in? Okay, we'll get onto that. There is a G999 wallet that you can download, or you can create a web wallet. The problem with the web wallet is you need to remember the 24 words of process that you can do. So you need 24 words to log in. Shane, we're going to move the cash gold through Freebay into V999 so we can spend it. I did that and didn't get the 24 words. So have you set up an online wallet or the download the G999 wallet, Coraline? Because there's 2 different wallets you can use the G999 for. I did that and didn't get through on my computer. So if you've downloaded a wallet, you won't get the 24 words. It's specific now to that computer. But at the moment, you don't even need that. All you need to do is get into GS Trade, which is the new version of Karatbit. Now, I know some of you are going to do a backflip as I did, but here's what we're using it for. This is what it looks like. You go to the website. It's gstrade.exchange, and then you register. It's a really simple process to register, and once you're inside the system, you'll be able to see the dashboard, and it looks like that. Now, does that format look familiar? That is a relabeled Karatbit platform. Your own 8-word phrase. There you go. Kate saying if you have a wallet on your computer, you can encrypt it, create your own 8-word phrase. So there are 2 different ways to use the wallet. Now, personally, I don't see why I need a wallet, because I want my coins in here where I can do something with it rather than hold it in a wallet. So to get into your coins into this platform, you need to, beside the wallet and balance tab there, you can see KYCs. You need to do that. And once you have done that, you will get a bonus of 999 free coins. So the trading will begin out of that platform on the 15th of December. And this is how you get the 999 coins. You can see there the airdrop. It shows you that I've picked up 999 coins of whatever value they are. So just back to Shane, we're going to do a video on the cash gold in the process. We're going to move them through the freebase system into V999 so that we can then spend them, rather than pay an exorbitant fee to get them converted into cards and then shipped out here, and then we'll have problem at the border, and you've already had that experience, so we don't want to go there. Stephen saying you need to set up a separate account for each email address. Yes, everyone that has a Karatbit account needs a GS Trade account. Brad Saravalli is trying to get gold in through customs, and it's stuck there because of the paperwork, and it's getting worse and worse. So here's where we're at. Previously, we had a digital arm, and now we have our own. We've replaced Karatbit with our own trading platform. And it's going to do Bitcoin, Ethereum, gold, silver, and dollars. It will be built into our website. So we're constructing that with a bunch of software developers at the moment. And they thought we were very bizarre that we wanted to do gold and silver at the same time. But we've built it because, or we're in the process of building it because we see that's where the markets are going. All exchanges will be in-house, and you won't have to go to another platform. We will be handling it all on the one front end. So we've now got Bitcoin trading going well. We've been playing with our Ethereum smart contracts, and that's coming very soon. Now, I don't know what the return is going to be on the Ethereum smart contracts yet, but it's an option that people can choose because it's not trading. It's people storing Ethereum. And yes, Mr. Langford, you can do all of that with Australian dollars, no foreign currency conversion fees. Don't know about Coin, Brad. It's a new one from Bitcoin. I've spent hours trying to get it to work on my phone and gave up. So what's happening in the future? The current trading and smart contract options will be important in the coming months when we move out of Karatbit. And I mean very important. We now have the ability to take the assets that we currently hold in one of those Karat platforms and turn it all into money. And not just cash it out, I mean turn it into money that is available to you to spend without spending your assets. And that's what we set out to do. When a few months ago, when we realized this was going to get very difficult and hard to handle, we set out to create this program. And it's been a long time coming. A lot of people have had input into it. A lot of people have spent a lot of time working on it. It's not just me. I just happen to be the guy holding the microphone at the moment. But make sure that we get to know how this is going to work. Are there any questions so far? I'll call you later, Mr. Saravalli. We have created most of what we need to publish now. We're not too far away from it going live. And we will make sure that everyone gets there, because our tagline is everyone goes forward together, and we mean it. So have we got any? I'm not seeing any other questions there. Every week we will do a little bit more through the compensation plan. Hopefully Ms. Phillips will be able to come on week to week and go through bits and pieces of the compensation plan as she did before. And we will make sure that everyone gets a really good understanding of it. So ladies and gentlemen, I've got to tell you that I'm excited about this because we have had a lot of people tell us this is unique in the world. Being able to create an income stream from gold, silver, Bitcoin, or cash and do it switching them backwards and forwards, I don't believe has been done anywhere else. So let's hang on to our hats and let's see if we can't kick this ball right out of the park. So thanks everybody for coming along. If there's no more questions, I think we've touched on most of the things tonight. We'll try and feature every week a little bit extra. And we'll make sure that we get this organized.
Derek, can you hear me?
Yes.
Thanks, Don. That video is a correction to the John Rawnsley video on how to set up GS Trade accounts. So it shows you how to fix it.
Okay. I didn't know there was a problem. I did it. It took me a few seconds.
Well, sure. It works the way he's got it. You'll see it. The way he does it, it uses the default folder address, but that's not the best way. It can cause problems
that for
later.
Downloading, is it?
Sorry?
Is that the downloaded wallet?
It's not the web wallet. It's the one associated with the GS Trade account.
Yep.
It relates to the positioning of the folder named G999. Anyway, if you watch that video, it explains it all very clearly.
Okay. Thanks, Stephen.
No worries.
The G999 wallet is important if you're going to stay in and stay associated with Freebay and all of that. I think you should think long and hard about that. I'm trying to use this system to get my coins into a position where I can make money with them. So just make sure that you think through the roadmap that you want to go down. We'll help you as much as we can. But the Freebay at the moment is a bit of a dark art, and we're just trying to use it to get our cash gold, as Shane asked, get our cash gold through the system and into a digital token that we can sell. That way we've then got access to the money for the gold that we've been holding. So I think that's everything we need to do at the moment. Thanks everybody for joining us. Thanks for coming along. Thanks, Wal. Thanks, Brad, Angela, everybody for turning up. We will be here and we will make sure that we see you all on the golden beaches of the world. Have a golden evening.